the security of our elections on a state level. So, Jay, welcome.
Thank you.
Let me first start with the fact that the Department of Homeland Security has said that the midterms are their view, a warm-up for 2020 by the Russians. There's evidence that China and even Iran has been suspected of hitting us in the systems. Do you think right now, heading into Tuesday, that we are completely, properly protected?
Thanks, Eric. I think you probably know the answer to the question before you even ask the question, but we have to really think of the election system as an end-to-end process, all the way from the initial registrations to online social media activity and meddling in that activity, to the voting itself, and then all the way through to tallying and putting up the results. Any part of that process can be compromised, and so we have to really think about defending every single element in order to really feel safe. Do I think that every single part of that process is 100% secure today? Absolutely not. We have a long way to go. Fortunately, we are making progress. I mean, we're in a much better place than we were 2 years ago. You have much better cooperation with private industry. Companies like Facebook are finally taking this seriously and helping with the meddling problem. And you have states finally taking advantage of resources and money being put out there, $380 million put out there by the federal government to bolster the security and upgrade a lot of these antiquated systems. But so we're in a better place, but we're not perfect.
Not perfect. I mean, they've made efforts. The Department of Homeland Security, for example, have made efforts in contacting local officials and incorporating them in the systems. But, you know, 13 states still have electronic touch screen machines with no paper trail, and there's a concern about those.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm worried about not having paper ballots or some sort of record that if we need to go back and audit the vote, we have really no way of doing that in those states. My hope is that these systems do get upgraded before the presidential 2020. But right now, we have to just kind of hope. I do think most states are starting to think about the vulnerabilities of these systems. They're starting to perform exercises. If you look at Colorado back in September, they did an exercise where pretty much every municipality assumed that they would get compromised, and how would they actually react to that? These tabletop exercises are fundamentally important, and my hope is that more states follow suit in time for the presidential.
Yeah, Illinois has been doing that. I mean, 76,000 database of 76,000 voters in Illinois were compromised. Russians got into that, and they gave them the flare. So finally, you know, what is your company doing? What are you seeing, and how are you better protecting our systems to protect the integrity of the system?
Yeah, so we built Synack almost 6 years ago to effectively recruit and retain a global network of the top white hat hackers all around the world. And the purpose of them is to shine light on vulnerabilities in large corporations and government agencies, and now in the election system. The systems that we're most focused on are certainly the voter registration systems and anything that's touching the public internet. We've worked with 10 different states now on helping them. But I will say it's been slow to adopt, and I think one of the reasons for that is just there is so much bureaucracy, and it's so hard to get people to move. Even if you offer it for free, we're offering our services pro bono. We offered up $1 million of products and services to any state who took us up on it, but it's still hard. But we are making progress, and the hope is that we can help more and more states in time for 2020.
Did those states take you up on it?
So the 10 did. Okay. We're somewhere still in the middle of that process. Obviously, we're only a couple of days out, and we have found problems and resolved them. But there is a lot more we need to be doing.
Yeah, well, you know, good luck with that. And of course, the best advice for people, if you do suspect something with your vote, always contact your election officials. Jay of Synack, thanks so much. And thank you for the work you do to protect the vote, of course. All right, Phil?
All right, Eric, well, President